After clocking in 100 hours on this game, looking back, there's a bunch I wish I'd done differently or known earlier. That's exactly why I've put together a list of all the slip-ups I made during my journey, so you won't have to make the same ones. Not assessing enemies is the first tip that might not seem like a big deal at first, but can actually save you a ton of trouble later on. Make sure you assess each new enemy you come across in every area. This is super important because once you move ahead in the story, there are places in those areas you can't get back to until you finish the game. And missing out, well, it's a headache waiting to happen, especially because you miss out on some awesome materials and abilities like plasma discharge that you get from those biological intels that, among other conditions, require assessing a certain number of enemies in that area. I learned this the hard way in a place I'm not gonna spill to avoid spoiling anything for you. I forgot to do my assessing and now I'm stuck trying to find 4 more enemies I missed. Looks like I won't be able to get back to those spots until I've beaten the game, which kind of messes with some cool builds I could have used for the really tough fights at the end. So keep that assess material ready and don't skip on checking those enemies. It's a small step that can make a big difference. Not getting the chocobo in each area as soon as possible is gonna put the brakes on your progress big time. You'll want to nail that side mission to unlock it or keep an eye out for it to pop out on the map. Sure, you can push ahead with the main storyline, but trust me, grabbing that chocobo first is the way to go. Hold off on the main quest and dive into exploring and unlocking everything the map's got to offer instead. I'm talking about digging into excavation sites, wrapping up those classified intel missions, and definitely not skipping out on completing the biological intel for each area. Doing all this makes a huge difference, making your journey smoother and way more fun. So make that chocobo your top priority and see how much easier your exploration becomes. And now let's chat about the third big no-no, rushing through the game and not giving enough love to those yellow chests. Yeah, I'm talking about those spots on your map with the chest icon. Trust me, you do not want to skip these because they are packed with some top-notch gear. We're talking about items that are way better than anything you can have with crafting, and some of these treasures are going to stay useful all the way to the late game. Sure, you might find something a bit better for your lead character later on, but for the rest of your crew, those items are pure gold. Take for example the Valkyrian Useneck from Nibel. These bracers are nothing short of epic, offering solid stats and 5 material slots with 2 pairs that you can link up. And just to keep you on the edge of your seat, I've got a video coming soon that will dive into some of the best items you can find, including where to grab them and how to build around them. So keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned because you won't want to miss out on gearing up your team with some serious awesome loot. Moogle shops, besides being a hilarious challenge, it's also your ticket to unlocking a shop. Yep, every area's got 1 or 2 Moogle shops waiting for you, and all you gotta do to open them up is complete a challenge that's more fun than tough. As you move further into the game, these challenges might get a bit trickier, but they're always worth the laugh. Nailing these challenges doesn't just give you bragging rights, it hooks you up with some sweet skill points too. How? By letting you buy books with Moogle medals, that's how. And these books, pure gold for beefing up your skills section. Oh, and about the Moogle medals, you'll find lots of them just by smashing crates. So make sure you're breaking every crate you come across, especially those you can find on the Intel towers. Alright, let's dive into some combat tricks you'll definitely want to add to your arsenal. You've probably got the basics down, like assigning abilities, spells, or items to shortcuts via the menu for quick access that suits your playstyle and build. But there's another layer to this, the skill menu from the folio, which you can pop open mid-battle with a press of the R1 button. Sure, it might seem like a lot of juggle, especially for folks new to the fray, but trust me, getting the hang of these quick actions is key. One folio ability I can't get enough of is the melee blade. This bad boy comes in different flavors depending on who's in your party. Pairing it with Aerith and you get this wicked elemental attack boost, perfect for when you've got an enemy on the ropes and staggered. Just remember, it's a bit on the slow side, so timing is everything. Then there's a combo with Barret where his bullets get a bounce bounce back effect, ramping up the pressure and speeding up how fast you feel that stagger meter. Flipping stances with Claude using the triangle button opens up this sweet spot for pairing. Nail the timing when an enemy swings at you and you are pairing like a pro and boosting that stagger meter in no time. The R1 button is another trick in your bag, giving you the same pairing chance with a well-timed press. It's a bit tricky to master in every fight, but when you do, it's a game changer, cutting down to half the damage you take. And since we are talking combat, I've gotta say, get comfy with playing each character. There will be moments when Cloud's not in your lineup and facing off against bosses with Barret or Tifa can get dicey if you're not used to it. So work on building a solid setup for each and strategize well, because as the game levels up in complexity, so should your gameplay. The next big oops moment I had, and yes, I'm totally owning up to it, was not unlocking each weapon's special skill. If you've been following my journey, you might recall me stressing how crucial this is. It's all about those killer builds, but imagine you're missing that one key ability for a specific weapon. That's the cornerstone of your strategy. For example, not having Disorder from the Rune Blade for your Plasma Discharge setup. That's almost criminal, folks, since it supercharges your ATB restoration like nothing else. And hey, if you're itching to give that build a try, check out my previous video, you'll find the link in the description. But keep those eyes peeled, because I've got an upgraded version of that build dropping in the next few days. So make sure you stay tuned for that, you won't want to miss it. Skipping side quests, yeah, that's gonna hit your guild stash hard, but even worse, you'll miss out on really bonding with your teammates, unlocking cool new shops, and grabbing unique items that are too good to pass. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to get closer to Tifa or Aerith? Drop a comment below and tell me when you get to that point in the game, who are you choosing for that special date? But back to the business, those side missions are flagged in green on your map, and there aren't a ton of them, maybe just 3 or 4 per area. As you move further into the game, you'll find more popping up. Some you can pick up from the notice board, while others need you to chat directly with the folks involved. Make sure you give them a look, you won't regret it. And just so you know, you can only keep up to 99 of each material. If you try to pick up more, the game will say you can't collect them. Easy fix though, keep crafting with what you've got, and if you explore a lot, sell the extras that you pile up to 99 frequently. This way you make the most out of your finds and save up some money too. And don't forget about your summons and limit breaks, they are your lifelines in those really tough fights. At the start you get 3 basic summons, each with a 1-star level. As you progress, you'll unlock a new summon for each area. Beat them in the battle simulator and you can assign them to any party member. Make sure to complete all the crystal intel analysis for each region too. Doing this not only makes the fight easier, but also powers up your summons to their max level when you call them into battle. Limit breaks are your ace in the hole, especially when your HP is running low and you're out of options. They pack a punch, but make sure you're close enough to hit your target. Missing a limit break can be a missed opportunity to turn the tide of the battle. And don't forget, tapping into the life springs is a game changer. They unlock 2 excavation sites per region and also lead to a classified intel mission where you'll face off against a tough enemy. This challenge always ties into the biological intel collection. These excavation sites are key to boosting your crafting skills, but the bosses you tackle in the classified intels will also drop materials crucial for crafting some top-notch equipment. Running into trouble with enemies? Take a look at my early build guide. It's designed to smoothly get you through to chapter 11 without a hitch. You'll find a link to that build in the description. And that wraps it up. Thanks a ton for turning in, drop a comment and let me know which tips or tricks you've been using the most. Until next time, hope you are doing well and have a ton of fun playing the game.